Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cinema Lives podcast, Jules D presentation. Today is episode 1, and this is a podcast focusing on the fact that cinema does indeed live, and it will always live forever. And we're going to be focusing on new releases. So today, I'm going to be reviewing Pillion, directed by Harry Lighton and starring Alexander Skarsgård and Harry Melling, and I hopped on to AMC Stubs A List when I saw that they had their 99-cent promotion once again. So I got a month of movies for 99 cents, and I highly recommend y'all all look that up. So yeah, I headed down to AMC Pacific Place in Seattle, where I am currently. And yeah, I'd never been to that theater before. The screens were a little small, but it was a nice atmosphere, and I'm looking forward to seeing more movies. There's a bunch of AMC, so I might not go to that one specifically the next time, but yeah, I'll have to in future videos. I'll have to show a lot of the theaters around here because we have here in Seattle, the SIF downtown, the SIF uptown, and the Northwest Film Forum, and there's a lot of great places to see movies. But anyway, so yeah, Pillion. It's an A24 film distributed by them, and it's a British production. And it's about somebody, Harry Lighton's character. No, Harry. There's two Harrys. Harry Melling's character. Harry Lighton's the director. Harry Melling's character is a man in Britain who gets into a relationship with Alexander Skarsgård, but it's a bit of a kinky dom relationship. And yeah, I was thinking a lot about the fact that this movie really pushes the sexuality. It's pretty graphic, and I thought about a lot how far we've come. In the '70s, when there was movies like Deep Throat, and there was that porno chic sort of era where like couples and stuff were seeing porn in the theater, and at that time, a lot of people talked about, well, what if this could be the future of cinema, and we could have the Citizen Kane of porn films, and this is just something that's a new genre. And that didn't quite happen, but then watching something like this, it's like we're kind of there in a way. It's not like, I'm assuming everything was simulated, of course, but you see a lot, and but it's not like 20-minute sex scenes, of course, like you would see in a porn movie where it just goes on and on. It's featured in a cinematic way that works in the film. But anyway, it was interesting to see something like that in a theater with a lot of other people. But everyone was laughing and seemed to be having a good time, which was good. But I mean, there's a lot of comedy to come from the Harry Melling character and his relationship with Alexander Skarsgård. And yeah, it's just interesting to see him sort of explore that world, the Dom world in England. Um, but I really liked it as a movie. I liked where it sort of ended up, and I liked it as sort of a portrait of exploring one's sexuality and kind of finding, even if a certain relationship, and I'll say spoilers. Any movie I talk about, I'm gonna at least give light spoilers. I will try to avoid specific things, but something could always end up getting spoiled in my review, so keep that in mind. But anyway, yeah, I liked where it ended up, and I like the idea that even if something doesn't work out, I like the idea of Harry Melling's character, sort of figuring out his boundaries and it being all a learning experience. And yeah, it was an interesting movie. And I wasn't necessarily expecting, I hadn't been planning on seeing it, but I was sort of jonesing to see another movie at the end of the month. And plus, I had that deal. So yeah, I ended up seeing Pillion. I didn't regret it. I would give it 4 out of 4 stars. And So, to talk about some other things I've watched, I have seen, well, I wanted to note some other things I've seen that are like newer releases. One that I saw was The Testament of Anne Lee, directed by Mona Fastvolt, and I saw that at the SIF Uptown, and that seems to be like really underappreciated. Um, I loved it. It's the same team that was behind The Brutalist. The Brutalist was directed by Brady Corbet and written by Brady Corbet and Mona Fastvolt. And this is sort of a switcheroo where they traded, positions, and it's directed by Mona Fastvolt, written by Brady Corbet and Mona Fastvolt. But yeah, it was like a full out musical. I love the music in it, and it was it was just really enjoyable to me. I like the subject matter, of sort of exploring this religious movement that happened at the end of the 1700s and their journey from Europe to America. And it was beautifully shot. Um, I heard they used a lot of matte paintings that, like the sort of matte paintings that haven't been done in a long time, like, you know, stuff that was done on classic film. Um, and I just thought it was an amazing movie. And I have a poster I got when I was actually working at Regal, um, and I got a poster at Regal. I was working there for the Christmas season and in a seasonal position, and that was fun. I got to see some free movies and got a Testament of Ann Lee poster. And at SIF Film Center, which is like right by the Space Needle, they were just giving away posters, and I guess that's a regular thing they do. They had a whole box of posters, like full size posters, and I got a Smashing Machine poster there. That was pretty cool. And but anyway, Testament of Ann Lee, I would give that like a full five banger, 5 out of 5. I loved that. It was one of my favorite movies of 2025. I saw it in 2026, but it had a technical release in 2025, so I would count it for that year. And yeah, I love that movie too. And other stuff I've watched, I rented Porky's from Scarecrow Video. Scarecrow Video is a great place in the Roosevelt area of Seattle, and it's an independent video store. Uh, they had a fundraiser to kind of keep their doors open recently, and that finally finished, and they achieved their goal. And hopefully, it'll be there for a long time to come. But yeah, I've been renting some movies there, and the most recent thing I rented was Porky's. And the main reason I rented it, well, one, I had never seen it, and I've heard a lot about it. Not necessarily that's an amazing movie, but like it's just, it was highly successful at the time, and you can't find it anywhere. It's not streaming anywhere. It's not anywhere to rent digitally. So I thought that was the perfect kind of thing to rent at Scarecrow Video. And yeah, I watched it. I didn't love it. It was obviously very of its time and problematic today, but it is what it is. It's from Bob Clark, and he's the person who directed A Christmas Story, which is a much more family friendly and much more enjoyable film, in my opinion. And also directed Black Christmas, so some classics there. But even though Porky's had its day and was highly successful at the time, I would not consider it a classic. Uh, yeah, just sort of a skeezy sort of TNA flick, and sort of attitude of the movie isn't great in terms of you know chasing some whatever, but yeah, it doesn't hold up. But yeah, I would give that, I don't know, I don't remember what I gave it. Probably gave it like a 2 out of 5. Um, that might not have been what I gave it on Letterboxd, but I might have to update that. We'll see. But anyway, there was another I had like months ago, like into December of 2025. It's 2026 now. I rented a bunch of stuff at Scarecrow Video. I rented like a documentary called Abel Raises Cain, which is an interesting movie about performance artists. And I rented The Funeral, starring Christopher Walken, Vincent Gallo, directed by Abel Ferreira. That was really good. Um, what else did I watch? Bound for Glory, the Hal Ashby film about Woody Guthrie. That was pretty good. Um, David Carradine stars Woody Guthrie in that movie. But yeah, I would definitely recommend going to Scarecrow Video if you're in the Seattle area. Um, I love the place, and I hope it stays open forever. And one thing I watched part of on the Criterion channel was a documentary called Video Heaven. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish it. It's almost 3 hours long. It's directed by Alex Ross Perry, and it's sort of a video essay, um, sort of in the vein, if you've heard of it, of Los Angeles Plays Itself. And it's all about, sort of waxing poetic and talking about in a pseudo wannabe intellectual sense about the video store. But I wasn't really enjoying it from the 30 minutes that I saw. I like the subject matter, of course. I'm interested, but it sort of just seemed to be harping on the same thing over and over again. The fact that, I mean, I was thinking about writing a letterbox review if I did finish it, of like how much can you say the same two things? Like the video store was there, it was something that existed, and now it's something that doesn't exist anymore. And I know that, and they're gonna, you know, go back and forth and say those same two things over and over again, mixed with some history of video stores, and tie in some philosophy. And I wasn't enjoying it. It just seemed to be, I don't know, same thing over and over again to a kind of mind numbing degree, and some sort of philosophizing about, this is a space that was sacred at one point and it no longer exists. And some weird tying in about how like video stores were shown as places of violence, just because they were featured in some horror movies. It's like, yeah, the video store was a place where people would be gunned down. And what does that mean? Does it mean a fear of, being mind controlled by videotapes? I don't know. And there was also like they would talk about connections between how video stores would be shown as uh, like you would have people that were like in the back of video stores and movies. We're talking about the representation of films, of course, but like um, there would be people in the back who are like in pornography rings. I think Body Double was a movie like this, and those were talking about the lurid portrayal of video stores and film. I'm sure they go into more positive portrayals, but I wasn't digging it. I probably won't finish it, but I respect Alex Ross Perry for giving it a try. I like that format of video essay films if you have more than like two or three things to say. But yeah, if you want to watch it, it's on the Criterion channel. Check it out. There's a pretty good uh, program that they put up of focusing on a VHS theme, because I believe it's like the anniversary of when VHS sort of was available to the masses. And they have Bleeder on there, which I've been wanting to see for a long time. It's like an early Nicholas Winding Refn film. It has part of it is like heavily set in a video store, but I really want to watch that. But anyway, I will get back to you. I That's probably about it for today. Sort of a short, concise episode, but yeah, I want to do this weekly and talk about all the new releases that I see, uh, and keep you guys updated. But stick with me, and let's do this. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please like and subscribe to my YouTube. And also, if you want to give me some support, I have a Patreon, patreon.com/cinemalives. And yeah, I hope you guys liked it, and I will see you next time. Bye.